Our first guest today on the telephone, I'm being joined by Barry Stuppler. He's calling in from California, and I'm very grateful to have Barry on the phone with us. Barry, you there?
I'm here.
All right, man. Well, I guess you heard me read from the Wall Street Journal article dated November the 8th about the thoughts of the World Bank chief, Robert Zoellick. And I guess that's one reason why folks are trying to get you to sell their gold by television commercials and even standing out on a street corner with signs saying, sell your gold here.
Well, there's a number of reasons people right now are looking at gold from both a selling side and a buying side. The comments that you made about Robert Zoellick, it's actually the lead story on our website. We put that up when it came out on November 8th. And it basically brings up the issue of what countries are needing to do right now to kind of balance their, stabilize their currency. And right now with these massive debts, not just domestically here, trillions of dollars, but we're looking at debt being raised in Europe from the European countries in euros, or China or Japan. There's a substantial amount of debt out there, and that basically devalues the currency and makes gold look more attractive. You have to understand that gold isn't worth $1,300 to $1,400, but the paper that it's printed on has devalued itself in terms of gold. That's why gold is at $1,300 to $1,400 right now, because it takes $1,300 to $1,400 paper dollars to buy that same 1 ounce of gold you could have bought back in the 1930s for $35 an ounce. So
there you go.
If we didn't have inflation and we didn't have the concern about the devaluing of our currency, gold wouldn't be at that level.
You just hit on a very good point right there. It's not so much the true value of the metal, it's the currency with which you're trying to buy it. Well, look, Barry, before we go too much further, I always want our listeners to know the credibility of the guests that they're listening to. You wouldn't be on the program if you were just some guy standing on a street corner wanting everybody to listen to you. You have earned the opportunity to speak on behalf of many organizations, and would you mind just sharing a little bit about who Barry Stuppler is with our listeners just a moment?
Well, Rodney, thank you. I appreciate being a guest on your show, and I know you've done your due diligence, but I will share with your listeners. I've been involved in precious metals, rare coins, for about 50 years now. I was president of the American Numismatic Association up until last year, when my term was over. And the American Numismatic Association I was elected by 30,000 members to that post. I was on the board for 9 years, and I did a lot of consumer protection issues, which is something I really am proud of, to keep the consumers aware of what is happening, particularly in the rare coins and precious metal field. Currently, I'm president of the California Coin and Bullion Merchants Association in California. We have over 300 members in California, and they're mostly professional coin dealers and bullion companies. Also, on a national level, I'm on the board of ICTA, which is the lobbying part of our industry. I'm also on the board of the Professional Numismatists Guild, and I'm currently the chairman of a political action committee which raises money so that we can give it to legislators who understand the issues that affect coin ownership as far as bullion ownership. So I'm pretty active within the community. In addition to that, I actually run a company which is Stuppler and Company, Stuppler, and we are major wholesalers of precious metals and rare coins, and we buy and we sell. And I've done this my whole life, and it's been very rewarding, and I've gotten to meet a lot of very interesting people, and we've helped a lot of individuals increase their wealth.
Well, in 50 years in this business, yeah, that's right, listeners. I said the man has 50 years in this business. Now, I got to ask you, though, Barry, what do you do in your spare time?
I play with my grandkids.
I mean, it's like, golly day, we go down the list of all the things you're into, and do you even have spare time?
I'm the type of guy that's up until 2 in the morning answering emails from clients who have questions about things they've seen on the internet or seen on commercials, or working with various legislators or with regulating agencies in regard to what is standards and practices within the community. So it's exciting. This has been my life for, like I said, for the last 50 years, and it's an exciting life because there's always something happening in regard to the precious metals. You're reading what happened just last week in regards to the world to the World Bank, and it's just one thing after another. I come to work with a smile on my face, looking at what's going to happen today, and there's always something exciting within gold, precious metals, the rare coin industry, and the economy.
Right. Well, I certainly appreciate you making time to join us today, and in the light of everything that's going on, I had planned to talk about what's going on in Europe today, because I no doubt it has some bearing upon the stock market being down 165 points right now, and it was down over 200 points a little earlier this morning, but I chose to hold off on that. Our listeners hear about the bigger picture all the time. I want to talk about something that is personal, something that a lot of our listeners are dealing with and wondering if it's right for them, and that is, should I sell my gold jewelry? I'm tight for money, and I see these advertisements on TV and all these pawn shops and different places wanting to buy my gold. Is this something that I should entertain? And who better to tell us than you, Barry, with your 50 years of experience and your connections and understanding of this precious metal, and maybe you can give us some insight as to where good quality people are and where places we should avoid.
Well, the first thing you need to know, I mean, right now is a great time to be looking at selling. If you have some old gold jewelry, whether it be bracelets or rings or earrings or anything like that that's been sitting in the dresser drawer that has not, you've either broke or lost one or something like that, and it really it's not something that you're going to continue to use, this is a great opportunity for you to sell it. Now, if these items are 14 karat gold or 18 karat gold, the higher the pure, obviously the higher the number, the purer the gold is. And most people don't realize if you even hold a little necklace and a bracelet in your hand and it doesn't feel like much, that could be $400 or $500 right
Wow.
just in your hand. And that obviously would go far for you balancing your budget and helping you with your Christmas shopping coming up. So the most important thing to understand is you don't want to send it off to somebody without knowing what you're going to get. You need to do a little bit of due diligence yourself to calculate what the value is, so that you know what a fair market value is. So if somebody is trying to offer you only 10 or 20% of the value, you know how to react to that.
Right.
So what we're doing on our website, which is Stuppler.com or Own Real Money, is we're putting up a link right on the website, so people can actually look at how to calculate their gold. And it's in the top left-hand corner of our website, so under how to get the best price for your gold jewelry. And basically, it's going to show you how to calculate the value of what you have. And what you have to do is you have to first look at your jewelry and see if it's clearly stamped 14 karat or 18 karat. But things like 14 karat GF, which means gold filled, or gold plated, things like that have next to no value from this gold content. It has to be clearly marked. If you remember where you purchased it from, if you bought it from a legitimate retail store, then it's a good bet that the item is 14 karat gold or 18 karat gold. Then you need like a bathroom scale, or even not even a bathroom scale. What you need is like a postage scale, so that you can get the gram weight of it.
Right.
And the minute you put it on the scale and it weighs 4 grams, and you know it's 14 karat, the link that we'll have on our website will be able to show you how to calculate the value, the real gold value of it. So that way you can determine, what is a fair price. And this is something that's important before you take your next step, is obviously to either go to one of these shopping malls or react to some of the ads that you see on the internet, and before you actually mail it off, so you'll know I have 8 grams of 14 karat gold in a broken bracelet, and that's worth X.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, well, that's great information, and we're going to put a link to your website on our website today, Barry, just so people can find Stuppler.com and understand exactly what you're doing and contact you, because we have a lot of folks who hear this program after we air it live, and it'll be all times of the night they'll be calling. Of course, with you being in California, that's a little benefit to you. It's 3 hours earlier than it is here where we are. Right. But we're going to certainly put a link to your website at godsdollar.com. Remember, folks, Balancing Your Budget is a production of God's Dollar Ministries. We are a nonprofit organization seeking to help people with financial situations, understanding and knowledge in all aspects of your finances. And if you're considering buying or selling gold or precious metals, thinking about answering one of those advertisements you see on late night TV, contact Barry. Ask him about this stuff. And like I said, we're going to have a link to his information at godsdollar.com on the radio page as you go to listen to this archive program from today. Barry, thanks for bearing with me as I got that information out. But so tell me some of the horror stories. Tell me some of the things that you've witnessed or that you know about people getting taken advantage of in this gold boom, if you will.
Well, when you don't know what you have, whether it be bullion items or even rare coins, a lot of individuals have collected rare coins out of change or inherited them for years and maybe kept them in their dresser drawer, and they don't know the value. We've had situations where we had just about a month and a half ago. It was the early part of October that a lady came in with a shoebox full of some coins that her husband had collected for years, and she had it in her top dresser drawer, and she was concerned about the neighborhood and possibly having it taken from her. So she brought it in just to get it valued, and we started going through there, and her husband had been a collector for years and years and years, and he put away some very interesting items. And when she was here, she thought that it might have been worth only $300 or $400. But by the time that she left and we took it and we showed her all the coins and the values in the book, it came out to well over $1,800. And she was tickled pink. It was $1,800 that she definitely could have used at that particular point in time. So yeah, we hear this, and she said that her neighbor tried to buy the coins from her for about $200, and then she figured that she would just get another estimate. Now, I know her neighbor obviously didn't understand the value of the coins or realize the appreciation of the coins. But the most important thing to do is when you have coins or jewelry or anything like that you don't understand the values, to invest a little bit of your time before you try to sell them or get an offer on them, so that way you could learn a little bit. There's a lot of information on the Internet. The Internet is a wonderful tool to learn more about. You can go into eBay and look for coins similar to what you have. You can you can get names of dealers in your area through the Internet. There are legitimate associations. Like I said, I was on the board of the Professional Numismatic Guild, and the Professional Numismatist Guild is pngdealers.com, and there are dealers out there all around the country. Also, us, we obviously, I answer emails till 2 in the morning. I love this. I love our community and the people that are involved in trying to learn more about precious metals and rare coins. So people email me at barry@stuppler.com, and sometimes they attach a picture of their coins, and I can look at them and tell them just a ballpark idea of what they're worth, and that makes it easy for people to learn more about what they have and the value. So that's the message I'm trying to give to your listeners, Rodney, is to please just learn a little bit more about what you have. They may be worth very little, but they may be worth a substantial amount of money, and you should know the difference.